You are like everyone else. Sooner or later, you will be against something. It is human to oppose, and thank heaven we in America have the freedom to express our opposition if we wish. In many years of business and political life, I have learned a few solid facts about this vital right we possess to stand up and say, I object. I have discovered that you can fight for your side in such a way that you can become personally unpopular in no time at all. That way lies almost certain defeat for your cause, and perhaps even social exile as well. On the other hand, you can conduct yourself as a decent, honorable human being as well as opponent, and that way lies attention for what you have to say, and respect for you as a person. You see, the Constitution guarantees you the freedom of speech, and thus the right to object. But nobody guarantees you against hurting yourself and your side if you go about your opposition like a bull in a china shop. Time and again, I have seen causes lost and even careers wrecked because people did not realize this simple truth. In our family store in Phoenix, a young executive lost promotion after promotion because of his smart aleck methods of expressing his objections. The fact that his points were well taken was unfortunately obscured by the unfavorable impressions his attitude created among his superiors. I would like to pass along my own secrets of opposition. I believe deeply in these rules, not because only are they useful in arguments, but because living by them can also help tone you up spiritually and morally. Thus you win no matter how the battle comes out. They are practical too. At one time or another, you are going to rise up and object to something. Maybe you will disagree with the PTA on a project, fight a neighborhood rezoning plan, or oppose views expressed by neighbors and friends. You may even find yourself on the opposite side of an issue with members of your own family. When you do, remember these significant points. There seems to be a universal belief that you cannot wage a good fight unless you work up a hostility. As a result, many persons develop deep antagonisms. How often have lifelong enmities started because someone began hating a person instead of the issues? The killer instinct may be essential in the boxing ring, but it has no place in the arena of argument. Oppose a man's views if you wish, but respect him as an individual and a human being. Fight hard for what you think is right, but find time every so often for a quip and a laugh. Some like now and then to balance the seriousness of argument, which lessens your chance of losing your head and blurting out words you may want to eat later. I freely admit there are a number of my own words I would like to take back and chew up, but a sense of humor has kept these at a minimum. One time, Mr. Kennedy, then the Democratic nominee, was trying hard to get his secondary boycott bill out of committee in the Senate. The committee considering the measure met one morning, but was one short of a quorum. I was a member, but was standing outside the meeting room. As an opponent of the bill and in line with accepted legislative procedure, I was absenting myself from the committee meeting to prevent the measure from being voted out. Suddenly, the then Senator Kennedy saw me. He insisted that since I was present at the committee session, I could be counted to form the quorum. I quickly pointed out that I was outside, not inside, thus could not be counted. "You are here, aren't you?" Mr. Kennedy asked. "Yes," I said, "but not there." The discussion got faster and funnier, with remarks applying with the visible invisible man and the little man who wasn't there but here. Soon the entire committee was rocking with laughter. It could have become a bitter battle, but didn't, because both participants kept their sense of humor. It is never enough just to be against something. Be for something at the same time. In other words, always be ready with an alternative or a solution as well as with criticism. If you don't like the new school site, present another and give reasons why yours is better. This is constructive opposition. It is not only helpful, but destroys your opponent's ability to say you are nothing but an obstructionist. Remember that you oppose negatively if you are merely intent on tearing down the other fellow or side. This preoccupation with negative opposition can also lead you into the disastrous trap of mudslinging, which never produces good results in the long run and can only serve to sully the slinger as much as the receiver. It's impossible to hurl a fistful of mud and still remain spotless yourself.